Hello and welcome back to the Questionable Scale Modeling channel. And we are going to start on the bodywork for the Renault Alpine. So here is the hood scoop, air scoop, whatever you want to call it. That's in two halves. You also have the helmet that's in two halves. And we have the rear wing uprights, which each has two pieces. This will all need to get glued together, and then the seam is going to have to be eliminated. So I went ahead and filled in the ejector pin marks inside here and sanded them before the video. They are not going to be that noticeable from the outside once it's together, but I decided to go ahead and at least clean them up a little bit. Now, before gluing this together, this inside part needs to be white when finished, where the outer part's going to be yellow, of course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the spray booth going, and before gluing this together, I'm going to go ahead and shoot some white primer in that. And that way, when it all goes together and everything's sanded smoothly, there's no yellow showing up from the very back. And frankly, it should be dark enough. None of that's going to be noticeable anyway. So let's get the spray booth going, and I'm going to shoot a little bit of primer on here. And we're back. So we're at the spray booth, and for this I'm going to be using Mr. Servicer 1500 white, and it's thinned with roughly about 60% leveling thinner. And we don't need a whole lot, so I'm just going to grab a lot like that, because most of this is going to get covered up and sanded as it goes together. So that will do it. Flush my hairbrush out a little bit. And it's clean enough for now. Back to the bench. And we're back at the bench. So for items like this helmet and the hood scoop that is in the spray booth that's drying at the moment, if it's something that I've got to put two halves together that I have to have a seam eliminated, I will use this thicker Tamiya cement, but not very much of it, because I want to press the parts firmly together to get a little bit of what we call splooge out of the joint. So we're just going to lightly put it on there, and then we're going to put the part together carefully. Let it sit there for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to firmly push it together, kind of move it around a little bit to get that plastic really moving around that joint. And we're also going to make sure it's aligned. Let's see. Oops. I think that is good enough. Butterfingers. Yep, that's good enough for him. Now these little guys, they're air intakes that go into the wing uprights. And again, they need to be placed. It's going to have to be sanded nice and smooth and blended in with the rest of it. So firmly press down, kind of move back and forth. Get the plastic flowing out of the joint. Alignment is not 100% crucial because we're going to file and sand it smooth where it looks like one piece. So I'm not too concerned about exact fitting. We add a little bit of extra thin, small part there. There. Good. Shift it over just a touch. Okay. Next. About the shape of that. Stand up. I guess not. Okay, that's about all I can do right now until that sets up. Oh, wait a minute. We've got to get these two halves glued together. Again, I'm not too concerned with the interior look of this at all. So now we've got to sand our mating surface back down, get all that primer off of it. The Tamiya glue will have no problem going right through this surfacer. But since we want a nice ooze coming out of the joint to help us fill that gap in, we kind of need to get it all cleaned off. At least most of it. That should be good enough for that piece. When in doubt, use a file. There. Now, again, we're going to grab our Tamiya glue, the thick stuff. Nice liberal amount of glue. Together. So, squeeze the crap out of it to get that ooze. Some filling is going to be necessary, but done right shouldn't be too bad. I am not a big fan of filling sand. Alright, so I'm gonna let that sit for an hour or so while I go and do some yard work. I will be back.